Oh, hello, folks, and welcome back to Season Discovery. It's been quite a while since I played this. Been sick for a fair bit. Was barely able to save my auctions there the other day. Let me just get the controller out here. Just have a cup of tea here. Hopefully the drinking's not too loud. Oh yeah, it's been a while since I did any auctions. One, two. I looked at Go Chat for a moment, so I brought up the big window. Yeah, just had to deal with that. Oh, 18 days. I'll get the auctions going. Apparently people are coming back on for Nax. Someone had a phase 4 thing. Actually, let me see. I went a little overboard on those things. Interface. Classic guild UI. Oh, you're the only one that's on. Ah! The person I was waiting to see strike here was said he was up for doing some dungeons with me. When I flicked on earlier, I thought more were on, but no. It's just the two of us. Also, over 5,500 gold. I have like 100k on Palnai, but I don't know how I got all that. I'm starting to think I was hacked at one point. It was like RuneScape all over again. As I don't remember having that much. I think I need to check the end of my Shadowlands footage and see. Because the last time I consistently played it was Shadowlands. I'm getting very close to just vendoring that. Don't know if I'm making a loss or a profit on these, I just want to get rid of them. Suppose I could check the, I wish this would stop, I wish it would just fucking post things. I could check player history, but... I gotta regret falling out of this for a bit, but I'm back now. I'm gonna do more. I want to see Nax, I want to see the raids. It'll be good. There is a bit of a storm going on right now. I'm snuggled up in bed, so I'm not doing too bad. I've done too many sound auction videos with this. It wasn't too bad early on, it was just a bit here and there, but I think I have like a 20-hour one gonna go up. And they also do annoyingly well. Like, I'm always happy to have a video do well, but it's like, I would like it to be one that I'm always talking in. It feels kind of awkward otherwise. Just talking to Gildy. Maybe that's not the correct... Ugh, I never know how to talk to people. It's hard being social. It's like, I think that was the correct response, was it? And just like, you know, shitting yourself when it was the correct response and the person's just, you know. Yeah, well, it's fine. Like, like it was the correct response, so they move on with the conversation, but you're there just terrified. Uh. Here, give me a second. Hey folks, 28, 29, 30. Is my inventory empty? Yeah, not quite. I went overboard here. When I was sick, I was just like, fuck it, whatever. The Gildy's just finishing a strat home run. Not sure where we're going. It could be hitting up BRD. He was asking me, but I was just like, I got decision paralysis. So I was like, you know, anywhere sounds good. I also auctioned a ton of herbs I had because I just couldn't remember what prices they were going at before, so I was just like, cleared, clear the slate.
Inventory is full.
Jesus. 5 major healing potions went for that? Oof. Still on strat. They'll probably tell me when they're on the way over. Oh, good, some potions.
I need to get closer.
My bars are after getting jumbled. There we go. I don't know if when it's jumbled, does it work normally or does it actually reset it? Or do they, is it still screwy? No, that's grotesquely underpriced. Just put down one too many. Seriously, how did... I must have read that wrong. And how the hell would healing potions go for that much? Anyway. Greater firepower. Did I auction any of these? Yeah, I auctioned a few. I failed again. At least I can do this for free. Also, I'm not sure when I'll be going back to actually try an old school RuneScape. JGX seems to want to self-destruct right now. They were trying to put in-game ads into the game if you didn't pay a high enough subscription level. Like you're paying subscription, but they still wanted you to see ads. Like, honestly, the whole MMO field is banjaxed. Like, you play WoW, they constantly bastardize the story, and $90 fucking maps. You know, they screw around the whole time. Just need to remember how to maneuver. I can auction off some of these mongoose. I'll just put them at the proper price. Like they constantly bastardize the war. They charge a fair bit. They charge a bit on subscription, and then they have hefty microtransactions. Guild Wars constantly floods your inventory with chests you can only unlock if you do like, oh, here's a quest you can do once a week for a single key. That opens 1 to 12 I got this week.
Be careful.
Failing that, it's you have to buy with real money, you know? The keys with real money. I can't really comment on the game beyond that. I never played too much of it. FF14, fantastic game mechanically. It's, to say some praise, but it's also potentially one of the more expensive MMOs because if you want to do the auction house, you have to pay for it separately. You get 2 hirelings that do auctions, 20 items apiece, for free in the game. But then if you want to do more, you have to pay for it. It's like you end up with 180 items total. You have to pay for an additional 7 guys, I think it is. It's 7 or 8 guys. It ends up being nearly an extra tenner on your subscription, or maybe just over. You end up paying like, you can pay for a basic model, a sub with FF14, and it's like 14 quid. Sorry, it's like 10 quid. Then you pay a higher tier one, and it's like 13 quid. But then you have to pay like a quid something per hireling. And then there's microtransactions on top of it, and plenty of. And then you aren't even getting the actual game. If you do not play in Japanese, you aren't actually getting the the story the Japanese devs wrote. You aren't getting it. You're paying for someone else's fanfic and bastardization. 1, 2, 3. Like for example, in FF14, there's a character called Moonbreeda. She dies tragically, and one of the characters makes a little clockwork thing in homage to her. But the English devs mistranslated it twice. First time they mistranslated it, they implied that it was atomically correct and that the guy had fucked it before giving it to you. Second, they retranslated it after the outcry, but still mistranslated it. How it was mistranslated I don't remember, but yeah. We still haven't gotten a correct description on the Moonbreeda toy. And there's issues beyond that. There's constant mistranslations. For example, the 2 gods of the setting, Heidelin and the other one, her evil counter, are obligated to work through mortal agents. They can't achieve anything, they can't do anything, unless a mortal says, sure, I'll work with you, I'll help you with that. Unless a mortal says that, they can't do anything. They're obligated to work through mortal agents. They mistranslated this explanation as the mortal agents are obligated to work for Heidelin, obligated to work for her evil counter. This means that they're basically enslaved to. Our characters are basically enslaved to Heidelin. We are obligated to do her bidding. They also mistranslated the echo and transcendence. Sorry. What? Basically, we get a buff from Heidelin, and we also get a separate buff. What's called there. One is just a trait some people have, and one is the blessing of Heidelin. English translation rolled them both together. And even though I know this, it's still stuck in my head as this way. Basically, the blessing of Heidelin lets you commune with Heidelin, talk to Heidelin. The other, like transcendence, the echo, gives you is some like magical status. Some island was entirely destroyed, but some chick survived it. Double Perfect KO, I think that's their name. I don't have access to my phone right now. Talked about this on their Twitter. They do a whole series playing through the Final Fantasy XIV main quest line, talking about the mistranslations. They're playing through it in Japanese and I guess translating it over. They've done certainly plenty of screenshots on their Twitter of it being translated. But like the thing is riddled with translation issues, riddled with rewriting. And so you're paying potentially 20 something quid a month, and you're not actually getting the Final Fantasy XIV. You're getting someone else's rewrite of Final Fantasy XIV and a lesser story. There may be some standout parts, like the head of the localization team, the head of the butchers. He was involved with, say, the Titan song. He was involved in multiple songs, and going according to the credits I've seen, and the songs were great. They were good, well done, but basically when I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, it's like, oh, it's cool, Square Enix game, so-and-so worked on it, so-and-so worked on it. You may not actually be seeing any of so-and-so's work. If you know the writers and it's like, oh, cool, I want to see what, more of this story this guy made. You may not actually be seeing any of it. You're seeing you may see it to some degree, or maybe completely rewrote. Like, Hashafont, his character was completely different in Realm Reborn because they felt some people over here wouldn't like it, so they rewrote him. And then they had to bring him back to more what he was when he became so significant to Heavensward, but the damage was already done. They'd already bastardized his character. They just didn't do it right in the first place. So, yeah, the whole MMO scene is kind of banjaxed. Like, you play FF14, you're paying potentially hefty fees, and you're not actually getting the actual game. You play WoW, and they're constantly rewriting things, retconning shit out. Events that you participated in did, like, neither Alliance nor Horde killed Onyxia. Neither Alliance nor Horde killed Onyxia. That was an NPC that did it. Darmol, entirely handled by the Horde. There's so many events and stories that take place here that are just like, it's hard. Like, when I'm playing the game, I roleplay to a light degree. It's just like, this is my character's story. Like, he went here, he fought this, he did that. But then they turn around and say, yeah, no, that never happened. Someone else entirely else did it. So that quest didn't happen? No. Then why did you have it in the game? So, yeah. It's more than a little frustrating. Like, I can understand one faction getting a thing over another. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like, the story's been more tied in with the other than with one than the other, or it's like the dungeons in their starter zones. It makes perfect sense. But when it's just like, oh, I fought a Nixie, I did this huge question. Yeah, that never actually happened. So and so did it. Fuck you. It takes away from it. Grotesquely takes away from it. Like, and they're doing shit without what rhyme or reason. Look at Battle for Azeroth. The entirety of the Alliance campaign, canonically speaking, happens before the Horde campaign even starts, even though they're intermingled, and events happen in the Alliance campaign only because the Horde has started their war campaign. But canonically speaking, the Horde entirely takes place after the Alliance. Uh, Sorry, Gildy talking to me. I know, just I know I've gotten really awkward about talking to people, so it's just like my brain just shuts down in communicating. Hmm. But yeah, it's like I do develop like an image of what my character is and what he does, and you know, through these quests you go through. But Blizzard are also happy to retcon everything out. They forget about characters. They just bastardize things. They don't take their own story seriously. Apparently, part of their issue is they fired a lot of their team that handled lore consistency. So when new people were brought in to handle lore books, they didn't have the full knowledge they should have had. But then they put out what seems to be lore Bibles, and they retcon them then. You know, the Chronicles. They just retcon them at a moment's notice. Even though, as far as I could tell, they're meant... Weird that death doesn't have physical reality. Huh. As far as I could tell, those lore Bibles were meant... Those Chronicles were meant to be lore Bibles, but they will retcon them at a drop of a hat. Let's fight here. It's not like I'm in any actual danger from these ghouls. Okay, I still remember how to do this. It's not like I have many tools to work with. Damn it. So yeah, like the whole like MMO industry is so flawed. Like if you want to try this game, you're not getting the actual game. You're getting a butchering, you know. Try this other game, you're you know my arm. The hell? Oh! There's a defense rune up above. It's tempting to grab that. If I can. Yeah, it's tempting to go and grab that because I know it feels, and to make me survive better, because I don't know if I have any other like specialization that's actually useful for me. Like, say I'm going to go for a sword. I'm already human, so I get bonuses with the sword, so it doesn't stack. And I can't go for double holy. Like, these things don't stack. So as long as I'm working with the human benefits, then I basically have leeway to go for something else. Okay, that's here in Gorge. Okay, 3 paladins, a priest, and a hunter. Balanced. There's going to be repeatable quests, I think, in a day or two to do for the Nax phase. You can, instead of having to wait for Nax to come out, they're letting you grind early the materials. You can trade it in for some like special Nax gear that gives you some degree of a power boost while you're in Nax. It's sanctified. There's also a huge bag you can get. It would be nice if they did a Burning Crusade DOC, SOD, but I wonder if he used that party finder thing up here. Yeah, he did. Okay, people are actually using it. Okay. That's good, because I remember I did a bit of a video ages back. I kind of burnt out as it was hard to get a run going. Like, I felt like I was having to do group content, but no one to group with. Like, I had a terrible schedule, so I was be off and on when the guild weren't. But beyond that, I was having difficulty getting anyone else. So I'll be standing there for a while shouting, "Hey, anyone want to do this?" and nothing. So. God, I'm cold. It's kind of shaking here. Kind of feel I should have grabbed some smoked desert dumplings. Well, if Strike's coming in, then I probably should switch to this one. Unsurprising. Been sitting there for a while. Would like that sword. There's a two-handed version of it. It actually switches between one-handed and two-handed. Oop. I'm in such clown gear. Like, seriously, like, Booty Bay quest reward. Sunken Temple one. Not bad, actually, but, yeah. Sunken Temple. Level 34 cape. Sunken Temple gear, and it's actually not bad. Level 49 armlets I made myself. A level 50 trinket, that's not really for me. Urgent on commission. It does nothing. Jaina's ring from the missing diplomat quest. That never gets finished in Classic. They had to wait for Burning Crusade to find out who. Dawson family wedding ring. I don't remember that. Was that the quest where we had to let the guy out of the outhouse and all that, and they were undead? Ghost wife. And I think that was a different one. Wallbringer battle boots. Molten core set piece. Not bad, but yeah. Bit of gear from here, from one of the bosses. World boss piece, and Sunken Temple piece. As for the weapons, an AV pole arm from that quest. It's actually pretty good, but I think I want fast weapon with this spec. And I'm sure there's better out now, but it looks nice to me. And then the Alton's Horn.
Greetings.
I didn't think I could use them in here. Oh, actually, he's got the Scarlet Crusade tabard on. I should go run Scarlet Monastery. And get it. Hey, if a few levels back I was able to almost solo Cathedral, I could certainly solo it now. Oh, no more good piece. Much better gear than I am. Well, actually, he's running Retribution right now. Oh, we... actually got 3 powers. We do have 3 powers. I'm out of symbol of kings. Shit. Oh, didn't even notice he was still alive. I remember when we came in here, and we actually had to worry about like the strategy of it, like dealing with the officers and whatnot, because it was actually really difficult. Now we just kind of beat face. Ooh, rune quote. Didn't think they dropped rune quote in here. Like I was kind of debating it in my head, do they not? Good, I got the coin. You don't just get it for killing it, you do have to actually loot it. Is the priest cloaked or something? Yeah, seems they were. They really don't do dungeons like this anymore in WoW. Something I was actually saying before, recently in a video, I was saying like thinking of like the StarCraft 1 missions versus StarCraft 2. It does feel, looking back, the StarCraft 2 missions were a lot more team parky. Like some the SC1 missions were, well, they often went on for longer, and there were I know, they just seem grander in a way. That's an interesting sword. So many comments on this series. I was just being like, asking me about, you know, what what I'm using to play the game with a controller. Like, I don't mind. It's not that I'm complaining. It's just like, it's like 99% of them have been that. In one case, it's been mocking me for it, but it's funny. Like, yeah, it's not the best way of playing the game, but it's what works. It's either I played with this or I played with a thing that keeps phasing. Phasing. I previously I had another keyboard and mouse, and they would randomly disconnect. This was just a thing of more reliability. Oh, great. The Paladin Drop Troops Brigade. You just see them like dropping out of air. Ooh, Royal Decorated Armor. Sounds fancy. There's like possessed below, and they're just like, dropping out of airplanes, doing like a mid-air exorcism on the person. It's already dead. I hope these actually die. They seem kind of confused. Ah, God, I was worried of actually finding him. God, that's not where to wind up. And like, the Grim Guzzler here, how you can handle it different ways, You could just start a brawl, get a guy to do that. You can do it. I should have. Ooh, you just hand over ore. Ooh. It's cheap now, apparently.
Watch your back.
Not an armor smith, but getting a little bloody. Wait for his knapsack. Only drops here from the guzzler. I think I already have 16 slots, so I'll just create it. Ooh, he actually dropped a real. Didn't think he did. Agreed. Agreed. Why they're yellow. Librum of Resilience. People are just reading it. Seems to want to double back for the guy down here. not sure. Like, we were already a fair bit in to this dungeon, so does skipping here really achieve much?
I don't have a target.
And I'm out.
I can't attack that target.
But yeah, I was just thinking, like, we were just there. As far as I know, this is just... Well, actually, I suppose what it saves is us having to run all the way back around. Like, get back to the guzzler and whatnot. So... I actually still have those dark iron bars of mine in the bank. I missed the chance to sell them when they were worth something, so... Ah, someone's using this thing. I think it was... They got rid of it for a moment. They got rid of it from... Oh, I could go for a Mars bar. They got rid of it for a while, then brought it back, but I'm not sure if it's still really seen much use. What was I saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I missed my opportunity to sell them, so I'm just holding on to them. I was hoping of maybe getting Sulfurous, but it does not seem likely. So I'll just hold on to them. It's not like they're taking up much space. I think it's like a single stack, so it's not a big deal. Okay, what sword do you have?
It's too far away.
Damn it.
I'm out of range.
Kalimdor's Revenge. Void touched. Weird. I missed out on doing this in the anniversary edition because I didn't see in the 20th anniversary because it didn't seem like I could do it, and so I kind of wrote it off. And then eventually I discovered I could do it, but I was sick, and so by the time I wasn't, it was gone. So God, I'm fucking cold. And it's the annoying thing is I had to take the cover off this duvet the other day because I was ending up so hot in it that it was actually... I have arthritis. Heat sets it off. And I was actually waking up, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep for the entire night. I may get like 3 hours sleep. Total. Just waking and falling asleep. And I did it for a few days. Then I realized it was the heat of the duvet, took it off, and I was fine. Now, of course, I'm cold. weather took a bit of a downturn. Magmus?
That's still recharging.
Ooh. Is that just a giant at the end? I did not realize his name was Magmus. Yeah, Magmus.
I can't handle it.
Not a bad mace, but not for me.
Isn't ready yet. I can't handle it. Target. That's still recharging. I can't handle it.
But yeah, with WoW, like, you go do a quest and you go do a dungeon. You do a quest. You kill, you know, an Ixia, and it's like, no, that never happened. Like, if they structured it better, so that you knew, like, okay, here, you get to do the same dungeon that the Horde does, but canonically speaking, it's the Horde that does it. At least you would know up front. But just randomly being told years later, after you ground that place to shit and back, that you never actually stepped foot in there, just kind of sucks, you know? And like, they brought quests back in like Kata, like go kill, you know, the orc leader, like Ren the Blackhand in Ubers in Kata. Thing is, he's been dead since Classic, and yet they brought that quest in. Maradon has also not been updated to fit Kata, so you can go in and kill Terrazane, even though, you know, she's already dead. And the issue with the whole Terrazane thing is that she actually died in Classic. She comes back in the Kata pre-patch, but, well, if people running her dungeon was canon, well, I suppose people running Maradon in Classic was not canon now. Because if she was there in the pre-patch, then she was alive. The elementals being imprisoned in the elemental planes made them immortal, and until they're killed in the elemental planes. Terrazane was never imprisoned, so she wasn't immortal. As this quest was meant to be. I did not expect it first run. Oh, that's insane. Oh, I got 2 for him. Very nice. Chunk of extra cash. Don't think there's anything really PvP can give me.